Can you settle a medical malpractice case without ever starting a lawsuit? Would you like to know the answer? Come join me on a walk through this neighborhood by the beach as I share with you the answer to the question. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury attorney. The answer is, yes, you can. Now you might be thinking, wait a second, how can you go ahead and bring a medical malpractice case and not bring a lawsuit and be able to settle it? Well, it's almost like a trick question. Let's say you were harmed by a careless doctor, and now you have a conversation with the doctor and he actually admits that he actually dropped the ball, that you fell through the cracks, and yes, he caused you harm and injury. Now, he tells you, listen, if you want to go ahead and bring a lawsuit, you have to hire an attorney, I have to get an attorney, and then we have to go through the entire litigation process. And you say, okay, what's my alternative? And the doctor says, you know what? You and I can work something out on our own. And you say, that's very interesting. What do you propose? And now the doctor suggests to you a way to try and provide you with money as a form of compensation for what happened to you, for his being careless, for his being negligent. And now he admits and accepts responsibility, at least during this private conversation with you, and goes ahead and tells you, how about I pay you X number of dollars per year, and we call it quits at the end of those couple of years. Would that be okay with you? And you think about it, and you're like, yes, definitely. And now you go home and you're thinking about it, and now you're perseverating about it. You're trying to think about all the different permutations and possibilities that can occur if you go ahead and accept this doctor's offer. So let's recap for a second, because it's important to understand what just happened. During the course of your care and treatment with this particular doctor, you suffered significant harm and injury. The doctor, in a private conversation with you during a follow-up visit, tells you, you know what? I'm so sorry. I did mess up. This thing that happened to you should not have happened. I should have done A, B, and C instead of X, Y, and Z. And now the doctor basically says, yes, I was careless, and my carelessness caused you harm and injury. Not in so many words. But you get the gist, the doctor gets the gist, and the doctor is doing the right thing. He's actually acknowledging that, yes, something happened because of his carelessness. And now as a result, he wants to do the right thing, and he wants to pay you because he knows that otherwise you're going to go ahead and bring a lawsuit. Okay, so what is he trying to do? He's trying to do one of two things. He's trying to minimize the amount of money he's going to have to pay you over the course of time. And number two, he's actually gone ahead and accepted responsibility, which rarely, if ever, happens in these medical malpractice cases in New York. So he's to be congratulated for that. Now, when the doctor makes this offer to you, you have no experience whatsoever in evaluating this type of offer. You have no idea whether your injuries are going to be permanent. You have no idea about how to evaluate the extent of your injuries. You truly have no idea how to evaluate the legal implications of this potential offer that this doctor just made to you. And now you're trying to think as you go home from your doctor's office visit after this conversation, this sounds like a great thing. I don't have to hire an attorney. I don't have to go through the litigation process. The doctor doesn't have to do that either. And now this is done and over if I go ahead and accept this. And you begin to think, okay, what paperwork is the doctor going to want you to sign in order to give up your rights to ever bring a lawsuit for these injuries? And importantly, you begin to think, what's going to happen if your injuries get worse over time? And now the doctor has agreed to pay you a certain amount of money. You can't go back to him. You're assuming you can't go back to him asking him for more money. That would be like blackmail. Doctor, you told me that my injuries were worth this amount of money, and now they've gotten worse. I need additional care and treatment. I'm going to be disabled. I can't put food on the table for my family. I can't work and earn a living like I used to. How am I going to be able to support my family? Now the amount of money that you offered is appreciated, but guess what? It's insufficient, because after year 2, I won't have enough. After year 3, certainly after year 5, what am I going to do? And now you're in a quandary. You've got a problem. You've got a big dilemma. Why? Because here you were all interested and excited at the possibility of not having to go through any lawsuit process, not having to get involved with any attorney, and certainly moving on with your life, even after the doctor accepts responsibility. and you begin to wonder whether really this is as good a deal as the doctor made it out to be. And your perceptions of this deal, this offer, at the very outset is starting to change. And now you're wondering, you know what, maybe I should consult an attorney who handles these types of cases to see whether this offer really is beneficial and whether it's the right thing to do. And you know what? That is the right thing to do. To speak to an experienced attorney to evaluate the extent of your injuries, to evaluate the potential offer. There is the possibility that if you reach the conclusion that yes, this is something you want to do, you want to avoid having to go through an entire lawsuit, you've had somebody evaluate all the different potential legal implications by accepting such an offer and reviewing any documents that the doctor wants you to sign, as long as you are doing it with full knowledge of all the implications of what can happen to you down the road, then terrific. If that's your choice, good for you. What protections do you have if after year one the doctor decides, sorry, I'm not paying you anymore, I can't afford it, and gives you some excuse about why he can no longer pay? What protections do you have at that point? And you may have a problem getting the doctor to pay if your legal rights are not protected by having an attorney review those documents. So why do I share this quick information with you? I share it with you because not everyone wants to go through the lawsuit process, and I understand that. But it's also important to understand that if an offer like this is made, you need to understand the legal implications of what can occur and the limitations that are associated with an offer like that. And especially if an offer like that is made, it would be well worth your while to have an attorney review those particular offers as well as any documents that accompany it so that you can make an educated decision about what's right for you. You know, I realize you're likely watching this video because you have questions or concerns about your own matter. Well, if your matter did happen in New York and you're thinking about bringing a lawsuit but have not done so yet because you still have questions that need to be answered, what I invite you to do is pick up the phone and call me. You know, I answer questions like yours every single day, and I'd love to chat with you. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at Oginski-law.com. That's it for today's video. I'm Gerry Oginski. Have a fantastic day.